Hey folks, Reginald here again. Good afternoon, good evening, good day. I hope everybody's doing good. Um, I'm here to talk about a couple of topics. The first one is going to deal with if you travel to Africa and you got to the time where you need to return back, but you don't want to return back. You want to extend your stay. You want to live there for some more time because of whatever reason. That's one of the topic I want to address right now. Extension. Extension of your stay no matter what country you're living in Africa or you are in Africa. Well, it doesn't matter what country you are in to visit in Africa or stay or whatever, or you want to do an extension, whatever African countries you want to do an extension that you're in. That's what I want to talk about. Okay. Um, it's a process, a simple process you got to go through. Um, for example, I have done that before. Basically, I have done that before. I've traveled to Ghana. I think it was 2011. Yes, 2011. I traveled to Ghana. It was in June. It was in June, okay? I've been in Ghana for a while, I have folks in Ghana having a good time over there, doing my thing, me and my boys and stuff like that. I wanted to extend my time, I wanted to extend my time. So I went to the immigration in Accra. Talked to an immigration officer, and I was asked to pay a certain amount. I think it was 50 or between $50 to $100. It's been a while now. I can't give you a exact figure on that, but it's around that, around $50 to $100. I went there and they told me that was going to be the fee to do that. Give them all my documents, and they give me a stamp on my passport and do all the documentation, and that was it. It was that easy. So, any Africa country that you flew to, you've been there for a while, you want to extend your stay for whatever reason, that is doable. It's something that you can do. It's really easy. It's not really a big deal. You can really do that. All you do, make sure you go to the immigration and tell them that this is what you want to do. You want to extend your stay. Definitely it's going to be a fee for that. Okay? You're going to pay those fees, give them your passport, and they're going to extend your stay. So it's up to you at that point to arrange internationally for your departure. Or if you're going to buy another ticket to depart, to take you home, or if you're going to arrange with your previous company that you bought the ticket from, so they can extend your stay, or they can extend your departure time. Sorry, instead of your stay, they can extend your departure time to whatever time you're giving the immigration. So that's your own responsibility to make sure your departing flight comes the time that you're extending your stay for. I don't know if you understand what I mean. You gotta, because you're not just going to extend your stay in, let's say you go to Sierra Leone, you want more time, and you went to the immigration and pay this fee and to extend your stay in Sierra Leone. While extending that stay, you got to think about the flight that you already booked to get there and when they will be coming to get you. So you got to make sure you take care of that area too, internationally. Calling that flight company, that airlines, and let them know that your flight, your stay in that particular country has been extended to whatever date. So they would not come when your time is not due to go back. you know. So that's another area you have to address. Not only extending your stay in that country, whilst you're extending your stay in that country, you got to make sure you deal with the flight, the plane that's going to get you from whatever country you're in Africa, your return flight. That's what I'm trying to talk about. You got to make sure the extension goes to that too, because you need to. That's totally different from what you're doing in that country. The extension you did in that country is totally different from the arrangements you're going to make with the flight that's going to pick you from that particular country that you're in. Of course, you got to make sure that your flight comes at the exact time that you've extended your stay to be. Whilst you've extended your stay in that particular country, go to the immigration and tell them that you want to stay for whatever reason. They grant you that stay. You pay your money, and your passport has been stamped that you are extended. You got an extended time, whether it be a month or two. You got to make sure when that time comes for you to go back, the flight that you came with, you're going to make sure you have contacted them and let them know that you'll not be leaving again the previous time that you've told them that you'll be leaving. Right. Now you've extended your time to leave. So they should come back maybe a month after or 2 months after exactly what you've told the immigration. So you got to coordinate that.
Make arrangements with the airline.
With the airlines. You got to make arrangements with the airlines for that too, because, for example, if you just extend your stay for a month and the airlines is coming to take you a month, let's say 3 weeks later, that means you're not going to stay there for that. You're not going to have a plane to take you back home. Right. So that needs to be arranged too. You know, so if you are extending your stay in whatever African country that you're in, you go to the immigration, get all that arrangement done, pay your fees and your passport being stamped. The other thing you have to remember is you got to get in touch with your flight, your returning flight back home to the States. You got to make sure you contact them and let them know that you've extended your stay, and you got to extend your time of departure with them too, because that's the only time you have a plane to take you back home. So whilst you've extended your stay in that particular African country, you got to extend your stay, you got to extend your departure with the flight that you came in with. So for example, if you are spending 2 months in Africa and you extend your stay 1 more month, that means now you are spending 3 months in Africa. And your flight was supposed to pick you after 2 months. So you need to call that flight back, do whatever arrangements you have to do with them, so that they're not going to come pick you up in the second month that they should pick you up. They should be coming to pick you up after 3 months instead of after 2 months, because you've extended your stay. So that's the part I want to get real clear. I want us to all be on the same page on that. If you have extended your stay in this particular African country that you're in, you've gone through all the real channels and done it right, you still have to call your plane or your airlines and let them know that they're not supposed to pick you after 2 months as it was previously arranged. Now you've extended for a month. That makes your stay to be a 3-month stay in Africa. So that means your departure should be after 3 months. The plane should be coming after 3 months instead of 2 months. I don't know if I'm clear about this. I really want us to be on the same page on this. If you have extended your stay, for example, you came to live in Africa for 2 months, but you want to spend 1 more month, and you've done so through the right channel. You went to the immigration or did all that paperwork. Your passport has been stamped for your departure to be after 3 months instead of after 2 months. You same as well responsible for yourself to call that airlines. That's your responsibility to call that airlines and let them know that you're no longer leaving after 2 months. Now you would be leaving after 3 months. So that information needs to be passed on to your airlines and let them know that instead of them picking you up after 2 months, it's after 3 months. And I think you need to pay money to them too to arrange that for you, to give you a different departure date. You're going to pay for that too because you have already had a departure date, but you're extending your time. So you're going to take care of the airlines and you're going to take care of that country that you're staying. So that's the procedure to extend your time in any African country that you're in or want to visit or want to go to a vacation to. That's the procedure.